Welcome back, hunters. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. So Geology Week is over. Basarios, Gravios, the brutal hunts against them have come to an end. They can rest and hide and recover from the pain and abuse I gave to them. This week, we're going to be covering a couple of flagships. We've got the last options from the poll to go through, which are Rathalos and Tigrex. I figure maybe we'll do Rathalos first and then Tigrex second. I did want to change up the weapon a bit because, well, I don't want to bully the monsters too badly, just keeping with the pressurized placer. So this is actually a Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate debut weapon. Is it 4 Ultimate? Yeah, I think it's... See, I don't know if it debuted in 4 or 4 Ultimate, but this is actually Najarala's Heavy Bowgun. This is the Bite Blaster. It's basically meant more for like a paralysis support weapon because of the crouching fire to it, but still has decent capacity for normal 2 and 3. So I'm going to be putting it to its pace against Rathalos, and then, yeah, again, it's just mostly to not be too abusive to the poor monsters with using the pressurized placer. You know what, actually I'll go for Sharpshooter. So I'm kind of curious to see how this will handle as a weapon, how it'll perform, what kind of power level we're looking at for this one. And this is a weapon, again, since I've only played as Light Bowgun or when I was playing through my 4 Ultimate before the channel, like when it first released, I only played Light Bowgun. So I'm still kind of getting used to the power level of how the heavy bowguns are through the game. When you get a good one though, like the placer, you just kind of shred. So I really think the only things I have left to do are, yeah, once we basically get these two done, there might be a Zinogre Huntathon too, but maybe it's only like active at certain times. But then we'll have the next story one to complete. So let's just go for the Hero and the Fiery King. And make sure I've got everything good. Yes, indeed. Let's him. Oh, you can also see I kind of decked out the Palicos a little bit differently. So I've got, yeah, Runa is in the Basarios, and Calico I gave the Conga stuff. So I'm going to see if maybe, like, I don't know if the helmet actually has an effect. Oh, I guess I gotta go to the Palicos, actually. I know the helmet has an effect on what they target, like, Runa will go after small monsters first, and then Calico has, like, balance to go after a mix of them. I don't know how that's going to affect, like, their abilities to go out. We'll just have to see in a hunt itself. And just let me make sure... Yeah, there we go. I think it's because I had the volume for the emulator up super high in some of the previous episodes, so it was way up to a point where I had to, like, lower the audio gain and editing by, like, -20 just to make it to what it was. So I don't have to do that quite anymore, but it does make me just a little bit, cautious on, is it too quiet in-game? But I can always bump that up a little bit if needed. Oh, and right away, we've got our King of the Skies right down there. And yeah, I'm really going to miss whatever set I change into after the Najarala. Like, the evasion's not the big one that I'm going to miss, it's going to be the evade distance, because it feels so natural to have it in this set now, or like with this weapon. Considering how slow you are to walk around and do stuff, having that kind of made up for with the extra dodge distance is just so nice. Oh, how did I manage that? But yeah, the Bite Blaster doesn't really seem to have anything too special or unique to it. It's not like a kind of novelty weapon like Kuropeko's Heavy Bowgun was in 3 Ultimate, where it would make the honking sounds. I was kind of thinking maybe it would have something a bit more unique to it because of the Najarala inspiration. But that doesn't really seem to be the case. It does have an interesting look with the power barrel on it. Like, if I was to take the power barrel off, it looked kind of like a sniper rifle more than right now, because it's just like... No, it is 2 barrels, but they're, like, long and skinny. Maybe after we're done this hunt, I'll quickly show it in the, smithy. Ooh. Just that way you guys can see, like, the difference in their designs. But yeah, Rathalos really isn't going to be too much of a problem, especially with the evade distance. His move pattern, very recognizable. The most thing I'd have to probably be worried about is the when he goes airborne and might try his, like, swooping attacks. But on the ground, like, well, if I don't get hit by, like, the, everything in the environment besides the monster, we should be just fine. Yeah, I got too greedy there, Okay, gotta heal up here. You just go do something. There we go. Perfect. And you know what? I probably will try grabbing the shiny. There's nothing I need, I think, Rathalos parts really for right now. Oh, really? Just because the spike on the tail got me on his, like, swoop. There we go. Yeah, there might be an armor set that might need the Rathalos Ruby, because I know the Daren Moran set actually needed... Or no, sorry. Oh, wait. Yeah, Daren Moran, not Jed Moran. Daren needed the plates of Rathalos and Rathian. I think... Did it need Zinogre too? I can't remember. It needed a lot of, like, the rarest materials from a few of the monsters. I got them at the set. I really like the look of the set. Stats and, like, skills were okay-ish. But, I mean, half the time an armor set you want to get both for the skills and also the looks. Oh, that pissed him off again. Yeah, you just fly up. Oh, actually, it's just a little back thing like that. I'm actually not sure how... Oh, you dumb Renoplos. Like, they're still nowhere near as annoying as the, Bullfango are, but they still can be quite irritating at times. And I forgot to get a, what is it on him? A paintball, so I'm not entirely sure where he might be going off to. I think he might go to the same area as Rathian does, so let me try looking around a bit. Okay, not here. I wonder if... Could he have gone off trying to get food? It's a possibility. I'm gonna try going out to where the Apnoth are. I think it's the only area in the entire, volcanic hollow that actually has a food animal, so it's pretty easy to narrow down if they are trying for that. No, not here. Although you... No, you guys seem pretty calm, so I don't... Well, maybe calm. Oh, or maybe not. Let me try down here. Did he fly up to this spot? Yeah, he did. Although, kind of a weird area to come into, like... Again, one of the things about Volcanic Hollow is it just seems like a generic sort of map. The Sunken Hollow at least has more like the underground cave system, but that just gets lost a bit because you're so used to like rocks and that being from volcanic zones. Okay, so we're going to have to make some more normal 2 in just a moment. Let me see if I can quickly do that with the mouse. There we go. Get her ramped up. Okay, we're good. I actually connected with that. Yeah, I'll see if I can get a mount off, because they do open up some pretty good opportunities for using the, crouching fire. But you do have to land or, like, get the hits off at the right points. Like, right there. And I think he's actually limping now, too. Yeah, so you can get 2 or 3 attacks in before Rathalos and Rathian will actually start doing the, like, bucking attacks and try to get you off. Okay, so I didn't break the back yet, but I can get into crouching fire and start laying in. As long as I can actually connect the shots. Yeah, the back, I think, is actually harder to break in for Ultimate. I think it's more tied to getting mounts off on the monsters. No, actually, got more health in him than I thought. I thought he was going to be starting to limp on his way out of here. So where are you going to go? No, back this way. Going for food. Now he's going for the slag dots, which I think this is actually my favorite coloration for the slag dots. I think they get a couple of different ones depending on the area they're in. Like, they've got the bright green one that's... Holy crap. I thought he was going to eat, not come running at me. They got this kind of like soot-stained and ash-colored one. And then there's just the regular green that we're used to from, like, the flooded forest. I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if Rise actually gave them their, like, different habitat colors. There's the back broken. Oh, I mean, if that's going to happen, sure, let's just... Should have just stayed down in Crouching Fire. And see if I can get a good opening to snag the shiny. Almost. One thing I really noticed, though, is, like, the locks that you get put in are really longer in duration. Like, if a monster roars or you get hit by wind pressure or tremored, unlike the more modern games where you have a rather quick recovery, you get locked into some of these, like, hold-ups for much longer. It can be frustrating because of... It's basically like a guaranteed hit the monster gets in after you get hit by one, or you get stuck into one of those. Not really going to do... Oh, there we go. Starting to connect the... Oh, but a little slow getting out of the Crouching Fire. Yeah, I can't get too greedy with that. I'm getting a little bit cocky. Oh, hi, Slagtoth. Are you supposed to be right behind me, or...? Oh, you know what? I'll take those guys giving me the health boost, though. That's appreciated. Yeah, that's... Again, that feels natural to have that much distance for the roll. I think maybe because it was, again, in World, Iceborne, and Rise, they've given the Heavy Bowgun a bit of a larger dodge distance than the other weapons get. Okay, so I think... I don't know if my voice cracked there or not, but I think he's going to go up. Nope, not up. Going to go down. Rathian, I know, goes up to, like, the nest that's up in Area 2? The high up area that gives you a nice overlook of everywhere. I guess Rathalos might be going down to... this... Maybe the next one, or the one after that. Can't remember where he nests. Sounds like he's close by, though, because I just heard that Rathalos roar go out, so I think he does go to the next area to get some sleep in. And I probably will be able to take him down with the remaining shots. I do want to mind that I don't have the cool drink active right now either. Oh. Okay, so actually came down here a little too quickly. Because he was just going to sleep when we arrived. Nope. Little glitch or freeze up there. Yeah, that's the one attack I have to be careful of. But with the evasion +2, definitely don't have to worry about it as badly. Oh, see, I thought that would have gotten stuck in the, or collided with the rock that was right there. Okay, maybe I will have to use the other cool drink here. Like, I should probably have enough health that I don't need to... Yeah, see, like, that's quite a long duration to get stuck after... Aye. After just, like, the wind pressure from one of those fireballs. It's not too bad of a weapon, but it's definitely not got, like, a lot of punch in it, really. At least the Placer, I think... All the punch from the Placer comes from being able to do the Pierce 3s so quickly. Oh, too early. And I think that's actually going to be a feint. Shoot. Got a little greedy there with not healing up more fully, so that one is my bad. And that one, I think it has like a duration damage. Like, he keeps doing the attack, so even if you avoid the initial strike of it, if you get into the hitbox or are still stuck in it, it keeps going off. Well, that actually lets me restock some of my, Okay, right, so that should be all full. What was the quest info? Oh, secret stashes. Yeah, not really care about that. And I will use the, one of the cool drinks before we get down to them. Yeah, so let's just pop the cool drink, head down, and finish them off. There's the Io Prey getting angry at us. And take a little leap. And then, actually, where does all this water go to? It almost looks like it just kind of stops, doesn't it? It gets to here. Yeah, it doesn't even, like, pool up here. It just stops. I think for the... I don't know if it keeps going down the Sunken Hollow or not, but it feels kind of weird to have that, like, just randomly stop as it flows down like that. There you are, you bugger. You got lucky smacking me down with your claws, or the swoop attack. And it's probably one of his... maybe his most dangerous one, because it just has a lot of stuff that compounds together in the single attack. You have the damage from the swoop itself. It inflicts the poison status. And I think it also causes you to be, like, stunned. Like, you have the daze effect that keeps you kind of wiggling about for a little while. Well, there was a Rathalos taken care of. We'll carve everything off, head back to Dendorma, and then we just have Tigrex for the next episode to do. These guys, not too bad for effectiveness. I didn't really have a lot of situations where I needed their help like some other monsters. And it really does come down to just having the distance to be able to properly evade out of attacks. I think Najarala and some of the other monsters that have given me trouble was because they're generally a bit larger or they're fast-moving, so it's harder to get the full distance you need for evading with a slow weapon like the Heavy Bowgun. Oh, Runa, you're kind of ruining my trophy pose. There we go. That's a nice one right there. Try to get more of Rathalos in here. I think maybe something like that's good. Now, yeah, the Heavy Bowgun design, it's not too bad for Najarala, but again, I think maybe with the limiter off, I'd probably see more use for it. I'm just really eager to get that limiter off, because once we had that off in 3 Ultimate, even the G-rank monsters, we were still able to do some pretty good damage and get some good times for some of those hunts. And then again, oh, Rathalos high rank expeditions, able to request new beginnings in assembly, typical stuff. The limiter off gives, I think it's like an extra 50 raw to the Heavy Bowguns. I can't remember for sure. And also will take off the thing of like crouching fire, so I won't accidentally go into it at times, or I won't feel like I can use it and then get hit from being greedy. It kind of keeps me in check from being too much of an ass. Okay, so I did want to show you guys the Bite Blaster. Yeah, so that's its basic form there. You can see it's kind of hard to say what it's like. It almost reminds me of, like, flak guns in a way, because they have the double barrels like that. But then the shield kind of makes it more almost like a riot shield in a way. And then the power barrel is what we got on right now, which is kind of like a weird nose-ish sort of thing. As for the Rathalos armor, I don't know if we'd really have much use for it. Yeah, the attack, fire attack, again, I think the evade distance and the damage output we've been getting has been pretty good. And I'm kind of tempted to switch out for the other Heavy Bowgun for Tigrex, just so that way his charges, because he's such a charge-happy monster, I don't mind abusing him, because he's an abuse to hunters quite a bit. Let me just store everything away. And let's get ourselves the... not the mono. No, where's the pressurized placer? There. Or the pluripotent placer. That's it. There's our... I still love the design of this. It's a mix of... You can recognize the monster, but it's got a little bit of charm and gun to it. So, it's... Like, that's my perfect Monster Hunter weapon design, is... You recognize the monster it's from, it showcases some of the monster in its design, and it still has a good weapon look. Okay, so get that. Get that. Restock us. Oh, can't use those, actually. Right, and here's the ones I really want to use. You know what, let's take the Crag, the Cluster, and because I have been mentioning it quite a bit, let's also... I'll take Slicing, and I will take Pain. Just so I can track the monsters better. And then I think with that, we are good to wrap this episode up. So thank you guys for joining me on another episode of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. If you did like the video, be sure to give it a like. And if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure to leave comments right down below. I'll probably have another poll going out. No, I won't, actually. Because next week I have a bit of story to do, and you all get to meet Steve again! If you guys don't know about that little inside joke, I'll explain it after we've met him, but I'm sure many of you are also looking very forward to seeing Steve again after all this time. Thank you guys for watching, though, as always, and until I see you in the next video episode, remember, as always, hunters and survivors, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.